Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's Lyric from Lovely Lyric Games, and welcome back to episode 2 of our Planet Zoo Barnyard Rescue. So last episode we made our first habitat, which is our Sussex chickens. We have quite a few cute animals in here. We got plenty of babies running around. So I'm quite excited to know that we have some great little... Our flock is growing. We have a shelter in here for them. Plenty of room, lots of enrichment. And I think the next creature we want to build for is going to be alpacas. So in animal trading, I did just pick up a couple alpacas, and I did get a couple more adult female chickens. I thought I was recording, but I ended up just talking to myself. Whoopsies. YouTube will do that to you. Okay, that's a good female alpaca. So alpacas prefer more females than males, and they also want a decently large social group. Looking at this, they can have up to 40 adults in their social group, and we'll just say 50 juveniles. About 27,000 feet is going to be the main size they want. So let's get this one female chicken out of quarantine. And I think we're going to put the alpaca habitat here in this area because I want to eventually make this maybe like a loop or something. I want to have some way for these to connect. I haven't thought about it too hard. We can keep it at 26 feet. Man, and we'll just kind of... Okay. That should be a good enough path outline. Another VIP guest. Interesting. I have a friend who uses that name, but I don't think they play this game, so that's kind of cool. Anywho, I think we're also going to maybe put a small staff path offshoot off of this little plaza, mostly for I just want to have a keeper hut and maybe an extra staff room here. And we do know guests get kind of cranky if they see these facilities, so we should trigger the heat map for negative impact on guests. And then I'll splurge on ones that are a little less ugly. So we'll throw these here because we might put some other shops along this, and I don't want to risk the guests getting angry. So staff room and a keeper hut. And honestly, I might do a research center as well, just because as we have more vets, that will allow more of our vets to research things simultaneously. Heat map, I was going to say that was why. Okay, yeah, and we can just kind of stick that there. Alright. And then we'll put some educational materials out too for the Sussex chickens. But I think we should focus on laying out the alpaca habitat. So if we do that, like I said, we'll probably... Honestly, I kind of just want to use a built-in barrier. It might be a little lazy of me. I think a wood barrier is fine. And, like, some people make incredible custom barriers, and that's just not me, I fear. The barrier does need to be at least 4 feet tall, though. So we will probably do... So let's maybe do some wood here, and then we'll do windowed barriers. Do. Okay. And I sure hope this habitat is freaking big enough. In theory, it should be. And if we throw our wooden habitat gate right back there, let's see how big this thing is. Habitat 2, 60,000 feet. Okay, so we overshot it. That's okay, because we can undo this, and it kind of gives us some money back. So let's do one more of these that's just solid wood, and then start to come back. Here, and we'll sort of curve it this way. That way it has a little bit of a different shape. Wooden habitat gate. And how big is it now? 48,000 feet. Okay, well, actually, call me nuts, but we might only have a 3-wide viewing sector. Because the more we expand the zoo and the more land we use, the more money we have to pay. And it's not that we're cheap, but I'd rather spend our money on, like, nice things for our animals rather than land tax. I mean, I love giving them space, but I don't want to give them double the amount they need. That would just be a little impractical. Okay, 25,000 feet. We're getting a little better. Let's come to edit the barrier. And as you replace habitat gates, it does number the habitat's a little wonky. So let's move these out of it. There. Now that, in theory, should make this slightly better. And if we can push this back, yoink. Not anything too crazy, just a little further back, maximize the space. 31,000 feet. Perfect size. Alright. The other thing to know about this too, the land area, the ant is different than the land area that the animals use is different than the total land area calculated. So for example, this habitat has about 21,000 feet of land area, but that's not counting some things that might not be traversable by the animals. See, because the actual navigatable land area, which is what it counts as, is only 19,000 feet. Because when you add things like trees that eats up some of the land, that's how much room they actually need to be able to access. And right now, our whole flock needs about 4,000 feet, and they have about 19,000, so they're good. One of our chickens matured. She's decent. Oh, Louise, we don't want her to inbreed. Cateo. You see, I don't know if Cateo is really that good compared to our other males, so we might sell him. Because we have... Yeah, I think Cateo's getting sold. Let's send him to storage. And then that should fix Louise from inbreeding. Okay. Let's look at him. He has 7 siblings, so we might want to... He might be worth selling as well. I'm just going to keep an eye out for inbreeding notifications. If they start to become a problem, we might have to move things around. So him, we are going to trade. We'll ask 10 for him. There's some decent males, but not a lot of good females. Okay, so since we're not doing a custom structure, it's a lot easier to put down the barriers, whereas I had to manually place all that, if y'all saw the compilation. I think we might also just use one of the pre-built coop shelter. Did you tell... I made that ugly-ass building for them to give me a pre-built coop. Okay, that's fine. I didn't know those existed. Anywho, that's fine. Alpacas are going to maybe... We'll probably prefer more of a shelter like this rather than the metal or the wood. Something that's easier for them to walk in. So I think we'll probably give them that shelter in here. And then we're going to want to play with the terrain some. I do want to give them a little bit of water. Like a little spot that if they so choose, they could come for cool. And I think alpacas are slightly more, they're not mountainous, but I think giving them, well, actually, I think they might live in more mountainous territory, actually. Yeah, she can just keep working on the avian flu for now. So it might be nice to give them some hillier spots, and actually what I might do in preparation, actually let's just unplace down the shelter. Because I think we might want to make this more mountainous, and if so, we're going to have to raise the barrier. So let's come, I don't think I want to do any stamping, but let's just generally, okay, let's generally work on raising the land. Because like I said, I'm pretty sure these are more of a hillier, mountainy type of creature. And in trying to make them happy, we want to sort of replicate what they might see in the wild. So I think it would be quite nice if we work on giving them some different land elevations to climb. I think that will be very nice. Okay, and actually, yeah, let's make it more intense. Because we can always smooth this stuff down later. And like when we put down the shelter and stuff, we can kind of smooth things out like that. But I think generally we're going to want this to be a little more raised. Maybe we'll have it come down a little bit near the front. Alright, and what we're going to want to do then to make sure none of them escape when we put them in here, let's just grab that and we'll raise it to be 15 feet, not because they can jump that high, but because we're making it more mountainous. Okay, Louise, you keep trying to inbreed. I think you might be part of the problem. Okay, maybe all of the male offspring need to be removed, and maybe we need to buy a male Sussex chicken from a different family. Not from Nuggets. He's okay. Alright, animal storage. Oh, someone bought our one guy. Okay, and now let's look at our zoo. Let's do sex. Okay. Who are the old ones? These two that we bought. So all of these male chickens we are going to send to the trade center. Oh, not a lady. Okay. You're a male, you're a male, you're a male, you're a male, and you're a male. These two are the young ones. We'll send those through to the trade center, and that should stop the inbreeding problem for now. Okay, back to the alpaca home. And I was going to say if we raise this up a little more. Now, let's work on maybe smoothing out the territory. But having it be slightly more mountainous like this. Some slightly different elevations for them to climb. That should help to enrich them. It's not the, like, exact same if they were, you know, in the wild on a mountain range. But it's better than nothing, and it's a little more natural to what they would experience in the wild. So I think that's a positive step in the alpaca area. And they're originally from South America. Maybe we'll do taiga, grassland, temperate. Okay. Louise finally made it in a way that isn't inbreeding. Hallelujah. And I do kind of want to make these slightly more gradual, because we still want the alpacas to be able to navigate them without causing too much issue. Okay, that's cool. Now I think we should set down, or reset down, I suppose, the shelter. We can give them the bigger one, methinks. Okay, let's look at this. Let's bring that down. And we can kind of smooth this down some to maybe be a bit more flat in and before the shelter. Kind of flatten this out a little more. There we go. Smooth the edges of that. Hallelujah. Good. Now we can throw down the bedding in here, and they should be quite pleased with everything. Cool. Alright, that's a big step. Now, we should species do alpaca. For all. Okay, actually, speaking of, let's check and see if there's some. Okay, we'll send him for 15, and these ones we can just do for 10. We need more female alpacas, like that. Reset all filters. Alpaca. There are not a lot of female alpacas on the market right now. Okay. Well, we're just going to keep putzing on the habitat, and if it isn't perfect, then it isn't perfect. Okay. So water, I think at the same vein, we're going to want to put it a little more towards here. And oh, I was going to give them more of a little water pond. Maybe we can do it down here. This isn't too big. I mean, I don't think it needs to be anything too crazy. Just, you know. In case they want to cool down on a hot day, you know, they have all that fur. Smooth out this, water. Okay. Maybe just remove the water and smooth out the bottom of it a little more. Now if we maybe more flatten this. That was a little more intense than I had hoped, but you know. We keep pushing it down, kind of make more of a coastline, and let's just smooth it so the bottom isn't so rocky. Okay. That should help. There. See, it's not huge, but it's a little bit of a water area. There. Actually, yeah, we'll make that a little bigger. So there's a bit of a pond, if they so choose. They have a couple thousand feet of water that they could splash around in. For funsies, vet research is complete. These two have passed quarantine. They can come into the chicken party. Alpacas. Sigh. Alright, and in terms of food, we could give them a large food trough, which maybe we'll put kind of like further back, but up. And let's maybe smooth this out. Let's maybe do that, and then, you know, a little more hilly. Alright, well, while we're waiting for that, we should probably get down some other stuff for our guests. So while we're waiting for more female alpacas, let's look at guest facilities. I think it would be smart for us to probably get a restroom before too long. And this is kind of a big part of the zoo, so I think that wouldn't be a bad idea at all. We unlocked more barriers. I think we'll keep us on that for now, as that will be useful going forward. I think a food and water guest facility would also be quite nice. We can do us a nice chief beef and a gulpy soda. Why are you not? There. Okay. And actually, oh. Chicken. These stupid male chickens. What a problem. Okay. Dan, you're going to the trade center. Ooh, she is a nice looking female chicken. Yeah, Dan, you have to get out of here. Your sister's way cooler than you. Cool. We want to go through and set the prices of these things. I usually do raise them a little bit. Usually just by a quarter. I'll keep the adoption packs, I think, as is. The umbrellas will make $5.25 each. Depending on the color. I mean, it's just difference in color, so. Synchronized. Chief beef. On the extra large burger, we'll do ketchup, mustard, lettuce, and cheese. And we're gonna make this bad boy $12.75. We'll do some mustard and some lettuce. We'll do a lot of cheese and ketchup. And then the chief burger will just come with ketchup and mustard, and we'll make that $8.25. And that can be synchronized. Gulpy. We're going to do ice in all of these, and we'll just add 25 cents on, because I am a greedy, money-hungry lady. Not so much for me, but more so we can keep reinvesting in creatures and building great habitats and keeping our operations up and running. Let's look at animal trading. No new alpacas yet. So what I am going to do is we also need to be putting up some guest education. That's something I have been slacking on. And bins. Garbage bins. And I do like to always keep recycle bins as well. Recycle, reduce, reuse, everything you can. And then this little pathway is going to just be like a hot guest plaza. We'll just do some garbage bins along here just to do that. And we don't need to do recycle bin at everyone, but we'll do a recycle maybe every other. Okay. Education. This is what we want. Habitat, education stand. These are great. We can also do speaker. Exit. in terms of education as well, we also should put up a few of these. These can help with our conservation rating. I'm not going to change the color. I think the gray is just nice and universal across zoos. So let's pick domestication, because a lot of these animals are domestic. Deforestation would be good. Over exploitation, maybe. The exotic pet trade, maybe. And we can do deforestation. No, not deforestation. We already did deforestation. Oh, let's do invasive species. So those are just some little educational things to help show, like, hey, y'all could learn from this. Sussex chicken. We can increase the speaker radius so we get the entire path, maybe. Great. And look at, oh my god, look at all of our chickens. They're playing in the sprinkler, hanging out by the little water. Oh my god, guys, I could cry. I want to take a photo of this. How do I take screenshots in this game? I don't know. Camera. How do I take photo? I don't know. Pretty. F9? No. That's the Baldur's Gate photo button. Whoa. This is great. This is so cool. Okay. Anywho. More education stands and barriers will increase our zoo's education rating because education is very important into increasing conservation, and one of the damn chickens is about to inbreed again. Jesus. It's okay. It's fine. We can cope with that. Okay, exit. Exit. And okay. Okay, Jenny, I don't really know about you. Benjamin. Yoink? You're getting sold, bud. Okay, and yeah, we can have this speaker be decent. Decently big. Come here, little speaker. Educate our people on the chickens. Yeah, this does not have power yet. Eventually we'll put another power generator in the vicinity. That one is okay. We don't really have guests going that far. Mechanic requested, oh, water repair. We're probably going to want to put, or water treatment. We're probably going to want to put one of these over here as well. Does this reach the, okay. There. More female alpacas? Oh. They're killing me. There's a freaking alpaca shortage. That's okay though. We're working more on the next habitat, so we'll have alpacas. Maybe let's put some plants down. We're temperate North America, so maybe let's do North America temperate and see which plants we may put down. Because I always like decorating my little areas. Ooh, are there any good, speaking of, like, statues of specifically the animals? We'll have, like, a barnyard themed animal. Like, do we have a chicken statue, a alpaca statue? No, does not seem that way. Ah, sigh. It's fine. Oh, this is pretty. That would be a perfect tree for right there. We could throw those little tree there. This elm tree would be cute at the end. Oh, I'd love me a maple tree. Maybe we would throw one there for a pop of color and do a different tree in the center. Weeping willow, but we have one there. We could do the freaking massive California redwood. I think would be kind of crazy. This is not Cali. Here, we can do a bald cypress. And we want to decorate this some. Let's look at gardening. Okay, Dutchman's breeches. We could throw some of these down. No, those are not the right one. I wanted the large ones. Thank you. We can sort of... I don't know if these are going to be the only thing we put down in this area, but they are a nice type of flower. Ooh, some twin flowers would be nice too. Slightly more pop of color in here. Okay, now maybe some like needles or ferns. Is there a different like? Yeah, like the lady ferns. That was exactly what I wanted. Just to make it look a little more natural, a little more fancy. Obviously, they don't grow upwards on trees. And look at us go. I think this is going well. This adds a little bit more beauty to the park. Not that that's something like too critical, but I think it helps because, you know, when a zoo not only takes great care of its animals but also looks nice, that's always a big up. We can do these little azalea rows right there, I think. Water treatment. Let's re-request mechanic. Come on. Go do that. Let's check and see if we have any more male chickens that are ready to grow up. Okay, the two oldest ones are there. Victor is fine. I think we're okay. In Trade Center, Benjamin is pretty good. We might save Benjamin and Dan and replace the current males and females with them. Those are male alpacas. I need more females. But because they're herd animal, probably a lot of people are keeping them. But we at least have the alpaca area started. We might have to wait till next episode to actually fill it with alpacas. And I think some of the next creatures we'll put down is I'm thinking we'll do a pig habitat here, and then maybe we'll throw some chickens and pigs, so we'll have two things of chickens. And sheep. I think that's going to be kind of the vibe. I have a little layout I'm using based on my computer to track the general layout ideas I have. So we're also going to be looking for sheep and pigs too, and just trying to make this a neat little farm animal sanctuary and make that the start of our zoo franchise, which I think our chickens are great. Look at them go. They look happy too. I think their social group is a great size still. I don't even know how many chickens we have in here. If I can find the gate, I might be able to check. 43 already. Wow. Our flock grows so fast, and look at how happy they seem to be. And she, Calum, is gorgeous. I think she is a different color variation, but she is just stunning. She's gonna get a lot of attention, methinks. Something else we could do, and I don't even know where it is. it's like for advertisement. There's like a trail cam we can put in here. Yeah, habitat web cameras. So like it helps our marketing score because like people can like see, like look at in the habitats whenever they want, like from home. So let's try, maybe we'll throw one by the water, one by the watering tank, one by the food, and then we can throw one inside. That way, if you're like, oh, I want to check on the chickens, you have 4 angles you get to look at. So we have 1, which gets the little water area, 2, which gets the food, 3, which gets the drinking water, and 4, which is a inside the shelter view. Which I like doing that because it kind of shows guests an area they usually don't get to see. Let's check for alpacas one more time. Okay, it looks like some new female alpacas loaded in. But none of them are super great. She is okay. But I think we are going to wait till next episode to put in more alpacas. I still feel like we made good progress this episode. We have the habitat laid out. We have good amount of money in the bank. Our chicken habitat is growing. We sort of decorated this little entryway some more. Put up some more guest facilities, which I think is a really big step. So if you guys are enjoying this series so far, please like, subscribe. I'm a small channel, so it helps me out. I'll have a playlist both for this specific zoo and the entire franchise mode on my channel if you're interested. If not, thanks for sticking around. This is not the only game I play, so if you're interested in other games, feel free to check out the rest of my channel. I have playlists for all the active series. And I hope you are well. I hope the rest of your day goes well, and I will catch you all in the next one.